Returning to the global push to end the war in Ukraine, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he spoke with Prime Minister Mark Carney earlier today, calling the discussion useful. Zelensky thanked Carney for his support, adding that Ukrainian officials are working with their U.S. counterparts to ensure elements of an American-brokered peace plan can go ahead. Meanwhile, speaking to reporters earlier today, Carney says he and other European leaders are providing feedback to the U.S. on its plan.
We like point number one. Ukraine is a sovereign nation. Okay, that was a good start. There are a host of other issues which are going to be fed back directly and literally are being fed back today in conversations amongst the national security advisors. A summary or a comprehensive one-stop shop feedback to U.S. authorities and the President on behalf of the Coalition of the Willing.
Joining me now is Lloyd Axworthy, former Foreign Affairs Minister under Jean Chrétien. Sir, thank you for taking the time.
Good to be here, Rennie. Thank you.
So how do you expect these talks in Geneva to go, and how open do you think the Trump administration is to modifying its Ukraine peace plan, as Mark Carney and other Western leaders have suggested?
Well, I think there is an opportunity, but I think so far it's not been clear how flexible the Americans are. Look, this was a plan made in Moscow. There is all kinds of obligations and requirements for Ukraine, nothing on Russia. And even though they're the aggressor, they've committed huge war crimes. They're responsible for major damage. There's no suggestion. In fact, it seems that under this plan, we reward Russia for its efforts. And I think it's quite disappointing. And the reports are that Canada has not been invited to the meeting going on in Geneva between the Americans and some of the European countries. I mean, we're still the chairman of the G7. We've been a long-time supporter of Ukraine. We have the largest Ukrainian diaspora in the world. We have good contacts. And I think it would be awfully helpful if Canada was at the table.
Interesting. Trump taking some jabs at Volodymyr Zelensky's leadership on social media today, and also repeating that line he has used before, that Ukraine hasn't expressed gratitude for the U.S.'s efforts. Your thoughts on that post? What could it mean for these discussions?
Well, I think it just shows that you're dealing with a U.S. president who has no commitment or concern whatsoever about anybody else, the Ukrainians, Europe, NATO, Canadians. He is solely sees everything through the lens about how it sort of pumps up his ego or pumps up more money to his country or his family or his cronies. I mean, part of this deal, by the way, is a requirement that the frozen Russian assets that are designated for the rebuilding of Ukraine would now be managed by the Americans, and they would take the profit from it. I mean, this is not some kind of real estate deal. That this is a serious issue of life and death, and all of a sudden we're wheeling dealing as if you were building an apartment block in Queens, New York. So I think we have to come to learn that dealing with Donald Trump is not dealing, with somebody who plays by the rules. He plays only by his own rules, and they change from day to day. And I think that's why it's really important that countries like Canada spend a lot more effort to build up their own capacity, their own resources, to both have an international system that puts restraint on these great powers, and also make sure that there isn't the kind of aggression that we've seen, not just Russia into Ukraine, but other parts of the world.
Great chat with you, Mr. Axworthy. Thanks again for being here.
Nice to be here, Rennie. Thank you.
That's Lloyd Axworthy, former Foreign Affairs Minister under Jean Chrétien.